Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Queensland Open Championships. What you could hear right then was one of the referees, Lucas, just going over some of the ground rules for the event that will be going on for the next 3 days. So the venue we're at today is the South Pine Sports Complex located in Brendale, which is a beautiful part of the world in Moreton Bay. Typically, there's been some pretty rough storms lately, but I think today's a little bit better. So as you can probably see around you, it's a bit of a multi-sport complex. And it holds several different events, so that means that this hall isn't a permanent table tennis venue. So just a quick shout out for all the volunteers who've spent all their time setting up and inevitably will be packing away afterwards. So this venue has been broken in plenty of times, as viewers before have probably seen. We've had the Queensland Junior and Senior Champs, as well as recently the National Veterans. And as recently as today or this morning, we had the Queensland Schools Championship State Final happening in the venue. So it's been really busy for the venue, and some of those players who played at the Queensland Schools State Final will be competing this evening. So it would have been a really good warm-up for them. So tonight we have a full night of doubles. Hitting off with the mixed doubles, what we're about to see is the quarterfinal of the Open mixed doubles, and we've got Hayden and Tiffany on the far side of the table against Cohen and Manassi on the closer side. And we've got John Sheriff refereeing. Hayden and Tiffany are hailing from Star Table Tennis, which is a club that's hitting new heights all the time with their success, and they are also the #1 seeds. So they'll be looking to hopefully breeze through this one against Manassi Sibioka Nathan and Cohen McMaster. Now Manassi has travelled all the way from Townsville, which is quite a long journey for the event, and Cohen is a bit more close to home, being from the Gold Coast. Players will get up to 2 minutes warm-up, but if they want to start earlier and they both agree, that's their prerogative. Bit behind the players, so Hayden in the blue shirt far away, he is one of the top seeds for the singles. He's also one of the men's A-team members who played for Queensland at the National Senior Championships. So this isn't his first rodeo, very experienced, and as is Tiffany. So Tiffany was in the Queensland Under-17 Girls A-team at the National Championships, who got silver, and Hayden and Tiffany have plenty of doubles, mixed doubles together under their belt. So they are ready to go. The other pair, Manassi and Cohen, I don't know if they've played much before, so the first set will be as much about finding out about their opponents as finding out about each other. So we'll see how they go. Obviously they're hoping for an upset, but this is a very formidable pair, so they will have to work very hard and play very well from the outset to get a result. ready to go. So Cohen is going to be serving to Tiffany. For those who are new, it is first to 11 points. If it's 10 all, it operates similar to deuce in tennis, where you must win by 2. So in double, serve receive is going to be really important, particularly against Tiffany and Hayden. Any loose serve is going to be punished, like Tiffany's just done the last 2 points. So Manassi hasn't even got her back to the ball yet because of the quality of Tiffany's receives. With doubles, it's great to have spinny serves, but what you really want to be doing is serving for your partner. So what Tiffany's probably doing here, and having played so much together, Tiffany knows exactly what kind of serves Hayden wants her to do so that he gets the ball he would like. But if the receiver puts it straight in the net straight away, even better. Manassi, of course, was in the under 15 girls A team this year, and she's got a nice little serve on her. Just making Hayden do a sort of passive receive, but Tiffany followed up really nicely. Hayden also has really good serves, so if you're Cohen and Manassi, it's going to feel like a bit of an onslaught when you have 2 people who have really good serves. Well, Cohen going for a topspin serve, risky, but went really well. Tiffany hitting in the top edge of her bat, just being caught by the spin. So doubles can be quite interesting because you may just pull off an upset in doubles. As we see, it's now 5-6, so it's really got a bit closer. Awesome point there. Cohen doing especially well to get those balls back, but the quality of Tiffany and Hayden just too strong, too steady, easily put away the point at the end. So for those new to table tennis, what they're doing before they're serving is called signaling. So they're telling their partner what serve or what spin on the serve they're going to apply, so that the partner has a better idea of what to expect. Well done to Manassi, staying nice and close, getting Hayden a bit off balance. Just staying nice and close. Hayden was a bit far back probably and just had to pull the ball a bit high. Still in with a shot, Cohen and Manassi. Really good backhand by Cohen. I thought he was a bit far back for that one, but he went anyway and it paid off. Good serve, 9-all. This could be a dream start for Manassi and Cohen. Let's serve. Manassi will be trying her best to keep these receives short so Hayden can't do much with them. Or she can be brave and attack the serve like she just did. Brilliant. Set point to Manassi and Cohen. Just thinking about what serve. Went for a heavy backspin, that's why it went straight into the net. Manassi made the right choice, but it was just too good. Nice angle there by Cohen. Just too wide for Hayden. It's exactly what you want. Great rally. I really thought Cohen and Manassi had that one, but Tiffany and Hayden managed to keep it in play, just that one shot more. Set point for Hayden and Tiffany. Bit of a pause. Apparently it was a false serve. Well done, Cohen, for picking that ball up off the net. But number 1 seed's just got it back with a little bit of interest on it, and Manassi just sent it over a little bit long. Now Hayden serve, looking to close this out. Really tight first set. Sometimes that's a good thing. Gives you a chance to, I guess, gives you a kick in the pants, ready for the rest of the tournament. So for those watching for the first time, if a ball enters the court while you're playing from another court, it is a let. Tiffany now serving for the set. They're still hanging in there, Cohen and Manassi. Probably a bit passive from Cohen there. What they've been doing really well is being quite aggressive and putting Hayden and Tiffany on the back foot, whereas that one was just a push straight to Hayden. Easy pickings. 16-14 that set to the number 1 seeds, so that was probably a lot tighter than they expected. But Manassi and Cohen should hold their heads high, I should say, because they played a really good set. Hayden and Tiffany certainly didn't play sloppy. Cohen and Manassi just played that good, so good on them for a good first set. Hayden and Tiffany probably going to ask some questions now, how they can do a bit better and win probably a bit more breezy. But now what will happen is when they change ends, the players will change who they're serving and hitting to. So this time Manassi will be serving to Tiffany. Serving to Hayden, excuse me.
Guys, one of you can help us with the...
Players get a minute between sets just to sort of collect their thoughts, receive coaching if they want to, and certainly have a towel and a drink break in this hot Queensland weather. Tiffany serving to Cohen. That heavy backspin serve, Tiffany's known well for it. She does a lot of damage with that serve, so no surprises she's pulling it out just to kind of get a few free points, given the last set was so close. I think this set Hayden's going to try and be a little bit more aggressive, particularly hitting to Manassi, who may be just a bit unsure. It's sometimes just like that. Sometimes it's a bit intimidating to go up against a Queensland A-team senior team member. But that was good again. So Hayden and Tiffany both stepping back, so it would profit Cohen and Manassi to stay up and maybe take the pace off a little bit. Or hit an edge like that. So as you see, an edge is a sort of lucky ball, and you should, not always happens, but you should apologise for it. It's a bit of fortune, as Cohen did. Really good flick received by Tiffany. Hayden just missed the follow-up just by a hair off the side of the table, which is why he sort of apologised, because in his role in the doubles pairs, he's expected to sort of put those away. Brilliant serve by Manassi. I know she's been working hard on them up in Townsville, and they're certainly paying dividends. Just a clean ace. Tiffany didn't even get her bat to that one. So Cohen and Manassi still making a really good account for themselves in this set. They're actually leading, so doing this well against the number 1 seeds from start is excellent. That was either a toss spin or no spin serve from Tiffany, and I can tell you they're quite hard to decipher, so Cohen just popping it back on. Easy pickings for Hayden. It's good to see Manassi playing with quite a bit of risk, actually going really wide into Tiffany's forehand, trying to get her to almost get in the way of Hayden. Not a bad rally, but they have now lost their lead, so Hayden and Tiffany in front. Cohen staying quite far back at the moment, which seems to be working fine now against Hayden, but once Hayden finds his range, he might find that those ones that are currently missing by a hair will go on very easily. Eight all. Just a bit too slow and high to Hayden there. He's very good at scooping up those easy balls, and as the match goes on and he gets more warmed up, it'll get even easier. Backspin serve, I think, judging by the signal. Ooh. Just hit the other side, so in doubles you must serve diagonally, and the umpire just caught that that ball wasn't quite diagonal, which is why it was classed as a fault, which made it set point and set for Hayden and Tiffany, excuse me. So a little bit more comfortable for the number 1 seeds that set, but still by no means an easy breezy match. So Cohen and Manassi have certainly tasted blood, I think. So if they keep going, probably Cohen needs to stay a little bit closer because they're going to start preying on that a little bit more, particularly Tiffany. She's very good at spinning up, so I wouldn't be surprised if she spins up to Cohen and catches him out a little bit. In that previous replay, as you can see, Hayden just really preys on those easy balls. Forehand or backhand, he doesn't really mind. And the best part is, like the replay we're watching now, is if he can't get to it, Tiffany can, which really makes them clear number 1 seeds because they're in a whole package. Set number 3, if Hayden and Tiffany win this, it is a best of 5 match, so that means they take home the match and they're into the semi-finals, which is what they are of course hoping for. On the other side of the draw, we've got Alan Walsh and Talisha Gator as number 2 seeds. They're the Townsville pair, and if you just have a look just behind the umpire's left, well, our left shoulder, they're playing their quarterfinal, the 2 blue shirts. So if the referee's got it right, that pair, Hayden and Tiffany, and Alan and Talisha will face each other in the final. But strange things can happen, particularly in doubles, so seedings are not a sure bet. So you can see that Cohen's still a bit too far back. That ball was a bit higher. He had the chance to attack it, but just took too long to come in. Not a speed issue. He's certainly fit enough, just probably a bit too far back, but it's very natural to do that when you're playing people of quality of Hayden and Tiffany because you just expect that the ball's going to be blasted at you. Good spin by Cohen there. Everyone back from the table then, but Cohen took the opportunity to slow it down a bit, and Hayden Tiffany weren't ready for it. Really good open by Hayden. Probably not a good idea to go to that middle area because Hayden is very solid right there. Really good flick to start that off by Manassi. It's always a good bet to not win off the other person's bat, but try to be sort of aggressive as possible within reason. So that shot by Cohen is probably too aggressive, is exactly what we're talking about. A nice soft shot would have probably done a bit more profit there. So like we said, Tiffany spinning it up a bit more, very hard to control for Manassi. Manassi's a quality player, but even more quality spin on Tiffany's open up there. So number one seeds look pretty comfortable right now. There's no sign of too many nerves. So they've been brilliant. Shot, sorry to interrupt, brilliant. Received by Khan, completely wrong-footed them. So he does have a few tricks up his sleeve. He's running out of time to use them again though, but they are up 8-7 in this set. 9-7. It's funny, sometimes it's the balls that aren't so pretty that get you the points. Bit too far back. At this point, I would be saying Manassi and Cohen just stay a little bit closer. You're doing the right stuff, but be aggressive, stay nice and close. Good serve. Tiffany a bit uncertain on that flick. Hayden telling her to be a bit more brave, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. A little bit more aggression. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Like Manassi, it was a miss, but I think if the coach was there, he'd be happy that she went for it. Coach being Alan, but he's playing, so I think they're just riding solo at the moment. 10-all. Brave to try and take on that heavy backspin serve by opening, but worth the risk in Manassi's mind. Good serve. Manassi should be really happy this match. She's actually got a heap of free points off her serve, so she can go back home and know that her training is paying off. Cohen also certainly improved since last we saw him at the Queensland Juniors. Cohen going for the strawberry again, trying to wrong foot it, but Tiffany was well and truly ready that time. The problem with those trick shots is they're often really good one time, but easy to get used to. Match point to Hayden and Tiffany, and it's Tiffany's serve, so Manassi will have to do well here. Not quite good enough, so Hayden and Tiffany progress through to the semi-final. Cohen and Manassi are knocked out, but as we said in the first set, and they continue to do for the rest of the match, they can certainly hold their heads high because they did a brilliant job against the number one seeds, given that they were an unseeded pair. So kudos to them. Hayden and Tiffany would be pretty happy with that one. There was some probably missing of loose balls that they'd probably want to eliminate from their game, but first game jitters, really, like for the experience that Hayden and Tiffany have, not a big deal. And that's what you find with the better players. They're quite willing to miss balls every now and then just to kind of build up the momentum. It's not all or nothing every point. It's a longer process. I will leave you for a sec, have a bit of a drink while you watch a few of the highlights, and we'll have the next match, what I assume will be more mixed doubles, very soon. Whilst we're watching the replays, in the background there is the pair that Hayden and Tiffany will be facing in the semi-finals. So we don't know the result yet. They're still going, as you can see in the background. we have Natalia Werner and Hosway from Brisbane. They're on that far side of the table, and I'm testing the ISO a little bit with this far away. Playing, facing up against Eliza Forster, and I can't quite see the other person, sorry, at the moment. I'm struggling a bit, but the winner of that table will be facing Hayden and Tiffany. As you can see down the bottom, they're the winners, so they'll be going through to the semis, playing the winner on the table that directly behind them. The other matches are going on just to the left a little, so like we mentioned, the number 2 seeds, Talisha and Alan, they're the ones on, if you're looking at the two tables to the left, they're on the right-hand table in the sort of bluey yellow shirts, and they're currently playing their quarters also. And then to the left is yet another quarter-final. So we're already at the business end, and very soon we'll be playing for medals. The number 1 seeds, Hayden and Tiffany, they will be very busy tonight because not only are they number 1 seeds collectively in the mixed doubles, they're also number 1 seeds of the men's and women's doubles respectively with their partners. So high expectations on them this evening, and I'm sure that's going to continue throughout the event. No doubt Hayden and Tiffany are seated very highly, and that is with singles tomorrow. Just a quick shout out while we're waiting for the next games to all the volunteers who make the Queensland Open happen. These events are huge to put together, and it does take an army of volunteers. So we've got our referees, we've got volunteer umpires. Oftentimes it's the players themselves, so very generous to give up their time to umpire whilst they're sort of also focusing on players. Also the team and the TTQ office have been working really hard. So it's been awesome to see it all come together. So the hall you see in front of you, all these tables, they all have to be put up individually. All the barriers need to be set up. The towel boxes, you can see, it's a really big effort. So just spare a thought for all those who have been putting it together. And as we mentioned a bit earlier, they'll also have to take it apart.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly in like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a bar, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us over.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly in like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us over.
What you just saw there was, of course, the commentator's remuneration package. Looking very nice. I'm very grateful. But in all seriousness, as you can see, the Moreton Bay region is very beautiful. So if you're in the area, and I'm sure some of these players will check it out after they've played their games, come on down to Moreton Bay. So we've got the semi-final now, the open mixed doubles. We've got Morgan Barnett and Linda Towler on the far end playing. That should be Talisha and Alan. So Talisha Gator and Alan Walsh. So we'll start with the far end competitors while they warm up. Morgan is a long-time player. He's had a bit of a resurgence lately. He hails from the Gold Coast. Bit of an interesting start. He's great junior. Has since grown a beard. Looks a bit different, but still plays the same excellent table tennis. And playing with him is Linda Towler. She is one of our veterans, very accomplished. Played for Queensland quite recently at this very hall for the national championships. And they'll be combining, Linda, of course, that black and blue jersey is the Moreton Bay jersey, so local hero. Now, closest to the table, of course, the number 2 seeds that we were talking about before. We've got Talisha Gator and Alan Walsh playing. They both hail from Townsville, same as Manassi, who we saw in the previous game. With Alan and Tiffany, you're also looking at the newly minted female and male open Townsville closed champions. And that was only last weekend or the weekend before. So we'll see if they can take that strong form into not only these matches, but the subsequent matches. We're about to get underway. Similar thing, it'll be a bit of a time. First set, figure out what's going on, what the other people don't like, and build from there. Pretty decent first point to start with, and if it's any indication of what's to come, there should be lots of good rallies, which will be awesome. Talisha, of course, was also in the under-17 girls Queensland team, silver medal team. She also got a national gold singles medal at the national championships in one of the age groups. It fails me now, it's either 21s or 19s, I just can't quite recall the moment, but all the same, it is golden. So both Alan and Talisha are in good form, so hoping to get through this one, but Linda and Morgan, I bet, will be a little bit tricky, being the semi-final, of course. Talisha is a very, very hard worker, accomplished player, often travels to events all around the country, representing not only Townsville but the great state of Queensland, and Alan is one of the key coaching staff in Townsville as well as a player. Alan finding some profit going into Morgan's backhand, which you might remember for later. Morgan just sending, pretty much doing the same thing twice. Just blowing out the cobwebs a bit there. Nothing wrong with what Talisha's trying to do, just not finding her range yet. But all the better for Morgan and Linda, who are 2 points ahead. Now just the one. That is quite the serve. For those new to table tennis, it's a bit hard to see, but he's flipped the bat around, and sometimes with those serves, it's more the appearance than the actual spin on the ball that puts people off. So the success rate for Morgan's backhand's not going well at the moment. He'll have to pick that up, otherwise Talisha and Alan will certainly exploit it. Now Alan's starting to be a bit more aggressive. It'll be interesting, the dynamic for the Townsville pair, because Talisha's of course a very aggressive player, so usually one player sort of behaves a bit more solidly than the other. So in this case, on the other side, it'll be Linda, and the expectation will be for Morgan to sort of put away the balls. Bit of discussion about the serves here. Serves being the only thing you can control completely in a match, so it really is essential that you sort of get them right and make the right decisions. Now we're getting some backhands on from Morgan. So Alan just apologising for Talisha, who just acknowledged the serve probably wasn't quite good enough, particularly because Morgan just picked that one off pretty easily. Now, it's a bit hard to see from here, but I do believe Linda does have either pimples or anti-spin on her bat, which just adds another level of complexity to the game for Talisha and Alan in terms of tactics. Set point for Morgan and Linda. Talisha serving into the pimple, so she'll have to be a bit careful here. Really good job by Talisha there. Linda just expressing her disappointment. I think she thought they had the set there. Just acknowledging Talisha did a really good job to get that ball back. Nobody home. 12-10 to Talisha and Alan. Very similar to our previous game. It wasn't really a breeze to get through, but being the semi-final, that's not surprising. But now with their 1 minute break, they're going to be talking tactics, and hopefully, well, Talisha and Alan will be hoping anyway that they get through a bit easier this time. Probably Alan will be serving to Linda. What he'll probably be looking for is more simple serves, just so Linda puts the ball nicely on to Talisha. So with pimples and anti-power, sort of the more spin you give them, the worse it is for your partner. On the other side of the equation, Morgan's probably going to be thinking about how he can get a few more backhands on, because really, if he got those ones on, it would have been 1-0 to them. Of course, not saying it's all his fault. Table tennis is easy to miss the ball, but that really would have helped. Bit of a trick shot there by Alan. He's obviously feeling good, confident after winning the first set. He read that serve perfectly by Morgan. Alan certainly got the receive he wanted that last point, so he's probably going to use that some more. what he's looking for is to get Linda to pop the ball up a bit higher so that Talisha could put it away. It didn't work that previous point, but the setup was exactly what he was looking for. Two-point lead for Morgan and Linda now. Just Talisha and Alan probably going for the right shots, just setting them a bit long. Sometimes it's sort of easy to hit a bit hard sometimes, just trying to finish the point a bit early, when what they've really been doing well at is kind of spinning the ball on, putting pressure on them that way rather than speed. Backspin serve by Morgan coming up. That time Linda got the high ball, but probably just didn't hit it quite hard enough. Talisha's very good at getting those balls back, so, and Linda just acknowledging that there, should have gone a bit harder. Really good serve. Morgan does have excellent serves, so Alan just at this point just not really sure what to do with them. Oh. Lucky edge, but they're having a bit of fun with it. Alan's saying how ridiculous, and it was a very lucky edge, just touching the very, very edge, finest edge you can get. Brilliant effort by Morgan and Linda. Morgan doing especially well, the Gold Coast fella. He was right back from the table, smashed it from a long way away. Linda went unconventional, hit it a bit softer, but it did pay off. So once again, Linda and Morgan were 2 up, but the lead quickly evaporated against the number 2 seeded pair. Now Talisha to Morgan. Morgan's going to have to work hard not to give an easy receive to Alan, because he's going to be looking to pounce on it, probably to Linda's wide forehand, or wide either side. Linda just not getting to those balls at the moment, and Alan, being an excellent coach, recognising the tactics pretty quickly. For this combination anyway, it seems Alan's really found his niche, going really wide to Linda. Well, Morgan just went wider back, so 2 can play that game. 9-8 to Morgan and Linda. They're leading again. Talisha did well to slow it down there. Morgan's consistently getting back, looking to sort of slam that next one for a winner, but he wasn't even close that time. Now this will be the key at 9-all. 9-all is always the key, but Alan will be looking to do similar serves he has been doing, because Linda has consistently been popping them up. Talisha just has to be ready for that ball. So exactly what they wanted. Wouldn't be surprised if Alan does that serve again, because Linda's not really changing much in her receive. And that's what they were hoping for the whole time. Talisha doing exactly what Alan had planned. Linda going down the line, Talisha stepping around. She's got fantastic footwork, so easy pickings. 11-9, not super convincing, but I think by the looks of their faces, they were still pretty pleased with the result. On the screens behind you, we've got the other semi-final going on. Hayden and Tiffany, of course, who we just saw before, the number 1 seeds, playing Natalia and Hosway from Brisbane. 1 minute timeout happening now. Just talking tactics, I think Alan will be saying to Talisha, whatever serve I was doing, you do that serve too, to Linda, because they're kind of getting in that way, because they're putting a lot of pressure on Morgan to get quite difficult balls back. But let's see what they do. wild receive there from Morgan, but whatever works. Talicia's starting to get pretty comfortable with the openings right now, which is going to be important should they get through this match against the #1 seeds. So in terms of the aggression, Talicia really leading in the Townsville pair here. Morgan will have to serve a bit tighter so she can't just get in. That was a perfect serve. Unlucky for Linda, going for the wide angle into Alan's forehand. Sort of trying to get him to crash into Talicia more or less. As we talked about, Talicia's going to be doing similar serves as Alan was doing to Linda to pop that ball up. Alan choosing to go for a backhand rather than a forehand, which was working for Talicia. He may just change that next time around. Really good serve there. Very similar to Manasseh's serve, so there's obviously a lot of serve training going on in Townsville, and if any youngsters are watching, should all certainly be doing service training. In fact, anyone who wants to improve their table tennis. Why work hard in a rally like that when you can just serve them off straight away? Morgan and Linda behind the 8 ball a bit here. 2 sets down, 2 points down. They're doing well now to the Townsville pair, that is, to pull the ball towards Linda in the rally so that Morgan kind of has to move in front of her to get it, which really will catch them out completely. Talicia also now using the angles against Linda. The lead jumps to 4 points. Alan just giving positive reinforcement there. Sometimes a miss is okay if the intention behind it is good. So in that one previous point, Talicia went for the shot that probably Alan believed she should have, and sometimes the ball just missed. It just goes like that sometimes. Alan not needing to do those step around forehands like Talicia, very comfortable on the backhand for that open. Easy peasy cross court. Really solid. 2 good backhands. One from Alan, one from Talicia to put out the point, so now it's match point. And that's it. The Townsville pair, Talicia and Alan, into the finals. Morgan and Linda are now knocked out. Thanks to John for refereeing. Did an excellent job as always. Now, I cannot see the score on the far table, but if we just go by the seedings, Hayden and Tiffany should, in inverted commas, should be winning, but we shall see. So at this point, the referees would be pretty happy. What they seeded so far has come true, with the #2 seeds now sitting pretty in the final, waiting for the match behind them to finish up. So similarly, Talicia in particular of the Townsville pair, she will have a very busy weekend, and in the things that she is playing, she's often highly seeded. So she will have a tough weekend ahead of her. And speaking of which, in general, the weekend will be massive. So tonight's just about doubles, which for the players is probably a good thing, because doubles is a really good chance to kind of prepare yourself for your singles match. It's a good way to warm up. You only have to hit every second ball, and I should mention for those new to the sport, in doubles how it's different to tennis is that you must alternate. So for example, looking at the replay here, Alan hits one, Talicia must hit the next one. That's her job. So it's going to be a massive weekend. We've got the doubles tonight. There'll be more doubles, I believe. Yes, there's going to be a big day of juniors tomorrow, a huge day. which will be commentated also. Massive day of juniors all tomorrow, and opens in the evening, and then Sunday will be mainly veterans events. And let me tell you, the veterans are no slouches. It's very exciting to watch them play. They can do some amazing stuff, just as good or better than the Open. So make sure not to miss that stuff as well. But it is going to be a massive weekend. I'm sure the referees and umpires and stuff will already be feeling it, given all the preparation they've been doing. That will only continue. It's probably going to be a bit of a long weekend for them, but well worth it, because you are going to be able to see some really good table tennis. So make sure you stick around for a massive weekend. So we've still got much more to go this evening. Of course, we've got the final of mixed coming up, mixed doubles, and then we'll be going to the same sex doubles, which will be the men's and the women's.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in the car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the night, losing track of time. It's
Alright, hope you've all had a quick break or perhaps a bite to eat. It's dinner time, of course, Queensland time anyway. We've now got the final of the open mixed going on. That is between our number one seeds, Hayden Green and Tiffany Lamb, far side of the table. And close to us, as they were last match, is the Townsville pairing of Talisha Gator and Alan Walsh. This will be an interesting matchup, of course. It's really anyone's game. On paper, Hayden and Tiffany should win, but it is quite close even on paper. Interestingly, Talisha and Tiffany were teammates in the under-17 girls Queensland team this year, and also they play a heap of doubles together, even winning medals at nationals. Under-19 girls doubles silver, I believe, if my memory serves me well. So interestingly, they'll be facing each other at this point, and that means they both know each other's games very well, but particularly how they behave in doubles. So in this case, because Alan and Hayden don't really know each other that well in terms of playing, being different sides of the state, it's really going to be up to the girls to kind of direct Hayden and Alan on what they should be doing against their corresponding player. So we'll see if that's the case. No doubt there'll be some hard-hitting rallies here, but we'll see. They might have talked beforehand and discussed might be going a little bit slower. We shall see. They're both ready because they've both been playing very shortly before, so taking about 30 seconds of the 2 minutes needed. Alan's going to serve to Tiffany to start with. Unlucky rally to start with. Alan, like we said, going for the softer approach. Tiffany and Hayden going straight back immediately, so it was the right choice. Talisha just missed that last one. No doubt we'll see a lot of aggressive play here, so it's really going to be who's more aggressive and who gets those shots on. Again, Hayden going for the big backhand. Often at the start of the match, you want to kind of bare your teeth, for lack of a better word, make the opponents feel unsure about what's coming next and show that you're basically here to play and you're here to be quite aggressive in terms of tactics. And so like that, Hayden missed that ball, but just the act of stepping all the way around and hitting it hell for leather is just going to play on the mind of Alan and Talisha, perhaps. With such high quality pairings here, first and second seed of course, you really can't expect to win the point off the other person's bat, the other pairing's bat. So aggression is really going to be the name of the game. And now aggression doesn't always mean hitting hard. For example, that point was a fairly soft flick, but also it's about placement too. Still early in the first set, just feeling each other out, seeing where the weaknesses perhaps lie, but being this early in the match, and it's sort of a bit hard to tell at the moment. And even if you play people often, they might be a bit different on the day, so it's still much to learn for both pairings. Really, at this point, they should be trying lots of different serves and tactics to see what works, what doesn't. And there again, like we were talking about, they're going, both sides going quite hard at the ball early. Maybe missing a bit, but ultimately, it's sometimes not just about whether the ball goes on or not, just showing the intention behind it. Alan trying to serve a bit long to Tiffany. He's done a couple of them now, but Tiffany's handling it okay, so that puts a lot of pressure on Talisha to get that next ball on. So they might cancel that one. Tiffany, as we've said, Talisha knows Tiffany well, knows how she serves, so she dealt with that really easy. So Hayden's going to come in, tell Tiffany, here's a better serve, maybe try this one. And that just played into Hayden's hand. Tiffany sort of just pushed into Hayden's backhand, which, for those who don't know Hayden, his backhand is very strong. Well, it's all quite strong, but pushing to his backhand like that is rarely going to go your way. So now that we're in the business end, you'll notice that they just took a quick break. So every 6 points you can have a break. Nothing major, I think it's about 30 seconds or basically a reasonable time frame, just to wipe your face, maybe have a really quick chat. But if you take too long, the umpire will be telling you to start playing again. 6-7, as the kids like to say. 6 to Talisha and Alan, and Hayden and Tiffany on 7. 7-all, caught back up. Hayden serving to Alan. Interesting to see what he does here, because he wants Tiffany to hit it, but he doesn't want to give Alan the opportunity to attack outright. Really good from the Townsville pair. Hayden probably at this point a little bit far back, and that just meant he just had to lob the ball up, which was easy pickings for a quality pair like the second seed, Talisha and Alan. Oh, all or nothing, that step around backhand from Alan. He won't be happy about that one. Talisha's just giving a wry smile, and even Hayden is too, knowing that that was a really high risk shot. Alan probably thinking, I probably should have done something a bit different there, but to be fair, it was a bit of an awkward ball. Alan not happy with himself there. He served a little bit long, and against a quality pair, or a quality player I should say, like Tiffany, anything that drifts just a little bit long is going to be picked up and dealt with. Tiffany just checking with Hayden what serve you do, and Hayden telling Tiffany it's up to you, so putting her in the driver's seat. Hayden not happy with that one. Probably everything went right, probably just went a little bit too hard at the end, but the tactics were fine. He got the easy receive. I wouldn't be surprised if they go again, because it was exactly what they wanted, just didn't pay off. Much better. That's probably what Hayden was looking for the first time around. Now it's 10-all. We've had a lot of 10-alls in the short time we've been streaming, but good value for the viewer, of course. Really good by Alan there. Talisha just putting enough spin on the ball so that Hayden flicked it right into Alan's forehand, which is of course strong. kind of exactly the plan, I dare say. Pressure on Hayden and Tiffany. Bit of a wayward shot from Allen. What was otherwise a really well constructed point, just going for the slow spin, catching Tiffany and Hayden off guard. Unfortunately, just missing that last ball. Otherwise, it would have been first set to Townsville. Unlucky Townsville pair. Brilliant block by Allen, particularly against Hayden hitting a ball that hard and that fast. Obviously, all those hours of coaching helped Allen out, just picked the ball out, but Talisha just missing that final smash. So for those new for table tennis, when it gets to 10-all or deuce, it goes to one serve each, which is why you're seeing the ball change ends so often. Service, obviously, as we've been discussing, critical part of the game. Hayden's going to be thinking now, he's receiving Talisha again. Probably not going to be flicking to Allen's forehand again, because that definitely didn't work last time, but we shall see. Fantastic rally. As we said, Hayden went into Allen's backhand, but he still dealt with it fine. Talisha being solid, dealt with the next ball from Tiffany. Now they've got set point, hoping to capitalise on this one. Hayden's got a wide array of serves, so no clue what he's going to do here, but Tiffany will have to do something aggressive, which she does well. So that is now 13-all. They've saved set point again. Which is really hard for the Townsville pair, playing against someone so solid. You think you got them, and they just get there. So we'll see if Townsville can do it again, but I think the star pair may have it this time. So crushing counter top spin from Hayden there, which he is great at doing. So now for the first time, Tiffany and Hayden are going to be up in the juice, hoping to close this one out. Another crushing forehand, and that means so close yet so far for the Townsville pair. 3 opportunities to take the set out. We'll see what happens next set, but it can be quite hard to mentally come back from that being so close so often. Didn't really do much wrong, just one of those times where Hayden and Tiffany, number 1 seeds, they're solid, they train a lot, they're just good at getting the ball back sometimes, and that can make it quite difficult as the underdogs to get through that. So this time Talisha will be serving to Tiffany. As we discussed, Talisha and Tiffany know each other well, so it's really going to be on Talisha to decide what serves to do. Obviously looking for an opportunity that Tiffany gives an easy ball that Allen can put away, but Allen's going to have to be very careful because Hayden will pick out any somewhat aggressive ball. If it's not quality, Hayden will pick it out, and of course that'll be a lot of pressure on Talisha to deal with it. So 1 minute of break between sets, just about up. John on the umpire chair watching his little stopwatch they've got next to him just to make sure that people aren't going over that minute, and if they do, he just calls time and brings them back in. So number 1 seeds 1-0 up. They would be happy just getting through by the skin of their teeth that set, but the end of the set by them was much more positive, so if they take that into the next set, it may not be so close. Just good reactions there by Hayden. Allen probably thought the point was done, but he forgot that Hayden's got long limbs. So as we said, it looks like Hayden and Tiffany, particularly Hayden, is getting a bit more comfortable in his role as probably the power shot maker, for lack of a better word. So he's going to be looking to finish the points quickly, and if he's on song, there's very few that are going to be getting the ball back. So that means it's really going to be on Alan and Talisha to try and put pressure on Tiffany, or alternatively, they try and shut Hayden down by playing very safe to him. Nice point. As we discussed, because Tiffany knows Talisha so well, she's actually the one who's telling Hayden what to serve so that she gets the ball that she expects from Talisha. So at the moment, Townsville pair going quite aggressively at Tiffany, trying to dare her to attack, trying to get the point, the easy point there rather than waiting for Hayden to be aggressive. Another good counter toss from Hayden. Allen probably thinking now that he needs to go somewhere else other than the forehand. Between the legs by Hayden, but it wasn't quite good enough. Really good rally. Both Hayden and Tiffany excellent at retrieving balls far from the table. Both just have incredible feeling, but kudos to the Townsville pair for dealing with all the weird and wonderful balls that just came back. Probably at this point, Alan probably going a bit too much to Hayden's forehand. Hayden's moving there sort of immediately, which suggests that he's quite comfortable in that pattern. So probably needs to change up pretty soon. Three-point lead, I believe, for the Townsville pair now. So sitting pretty in this second set, but as we saw in the last set, Hayden and Tiffany are not going to give an inch, so they're going to have to earn every single point if they want to win this set. Small towel break. Townsville pair will be trying their best to discuss tactics that help them maintain the small lead they have, because in table tennis, being sets to 11, leads can evaporate really quickly. And not being their serve, being Hayden's serve, it might be even harder yet to keep that lead. But if they block like that, they just might get there. The first forehand serves we've seen from Hayden. Obviously at this point he's trying to change things up. They might even consider this set somewhat over, so they want to try stuff now that they can apply in the next set, the subsequent set, that might benefit them a bit quicker. So we said Alan should change sides from the forehand, but he just did change sides into Hayden's backhand and similar results. So you're going to have to think hard about what to do next. Really nice spinny ball from Alan, good change. Hayden only blocked it, which you would consider sort of a passive receive, but Talisha just a bit far back to deal with it, probably expecting another rocket from Hayden, which didn't come this time. Probably a bit of a fun seeker from Hayden there. given that it was so close. Now 3 set points to the Townsville pair. Talisha down on her knees. Another good block from Hayden. Again, Alan probably thinking he's done his job, he's done enough. Hayden just using those long limbs of him and of his and that excellent feeling that he's got to just guide that ball on. Just a little bit short for Talisha to deal with. It's 10-8, but Townsville pair would definitely not feel secure in this set at all. If not for the let, Alan was trying to go for a long serve just to do something a bit different to Hayden. May have pulled it off, but we don't know, because if you hit the net while you serve, you have to replay the point, similar to tennis. Townsville pair should probably take a moment here. Just that air swing by Talisha. All the right things, but maybe just a bit too quick to get onto that ball. Just need to be nice and steady. 1 set point left. Oh, really good rally. Again, they're just so good, Hayden and Tiffany, the #1 seeds, of getting the ball back. Just when you think the point's over, they get it back one more time, and sometimes that's all it takes. Just one more ball on the table. Alan went for the big backhand, wasn't far off to be fair, but just didn't make it this time. So now we're even Stevens, juice. Townsville pair will probably be really kicking themselves if they lose this set. Another air swing by Alan. Going for the big backhand because he knows he has to be aggressive. Otherwise, Hayden and Tiffany will just easily pick off a passive ball, but now they are set point down. Townsville pair ahead, same story as last set. For the sake of a really good final, if they get this one, will be 1 set apiece, but I'm sure Hayden and Tiffany are not going to make it easy. Maybe a long serve from Alan here, if he's brave. Now maybe a long serve. It's going to be something different, he just mentioned it to Alicia. Oh, great job by Townsville pair. Talisha was on the floor again, but managed to get the ball, and that's the main thing. Doesn't matter where you end up as long as that ball's on the table, and because it's doubles, you've got time to deal with it. So now it's 1 set apiece, so we've got a true final on our hands. So it's the first time on this table that you've been watching that we've not had a straight sets victory. So just got a little bit more interesting. And being the set so close, we really got no idea what's going to happen next. This one here, Talisha did really well to scramble back to her feet. Fortunately, she didn't actually have to do anything to the next ball because Hayden missed that one. So as you can see on the scores, really tight sets so far. So really even doubles pairing. So right now they're probably talking to each other. Well, of course they're talking to each other, but about just the tactics. Might be thinking to play with a bit more risk. At the moment, everyone's sort of hitting to each other directly. We might be changing to a bit more heavy spin or wider angles, just to kind of change up that ingrained, well-trained default of sort of sitting in the middle of the table, dealing with that ball. So if you just noticed in behind me yabbering, referee John called time, so the minute was up, so he brings them back to the table as we mentioned. Alan asking Talisha, saying, what should I serve to Tiffany? Because Talisha's going to be dealing with the receive. Hayden probably telling Tiffany in the break, just be a bit more assertive with your receives, and if that first point's anything to go by, that's exactly what she's doing. Alan doing a long serve there. Tiffany went for the attack as she should, but the topspin just caught her off. That's why it hit the top edge and went flying. Everyone's trying to flick at the moment, trying to get into the rally really quick, and that's what the flick is for. So trying to open the rally up quickly. You're not really trying to give them the opportunity to attack, but rather just getting you into a position that your partner can do really well with. So like we mentioned before, just a reminder, every 6 points you can sort of stop for a second and towel down, have a quick chat, but it's not a long period at all. Tiffany just spinning the ball up a bit more. Talisha stepped back a bit, waiting for something a bit faster. It's just almost completely dropped to the floor before it got to it. Alan knows they probably should have done a bit more, but it was a very hard ball to deal with, to be fair to him. The lead for Tiffany and Hayden extends to 3 points. In a game this tight, that's really a lot. Now 4, so the set's really running away from Talisha and Alan in the blue closest to us from Townsville. And like we discussed last time, at this point in the set, you might be wanting to try things for the next set. That's really what high-rated opponents often do. It's really a bigger picture kind of planning. Just a wry smile from Alan, just trying to... Talisha did well to serve a bit of a wider ball, just daring Hayden to go for a bit of a trick shot. Didn't pay off this time. The lead for the the star pair, Hayden and Tiffany, number 1 seeds, reduced to 5. And then great flick to finish from Tiffany. 11-4, sorry, so I got those scores a bit mixed up for a second. But that means really commandeering set from Hayden and Tiffany. So back to the drawing board really for the Townsville pairing in terms of tactics, though they'll be going into the combination that suited them the previous time, which is the time they won the second set. So we'll see if they can bring it back to 2 sets apiece, and we'll go into a deciding game, but at the moment they are fighting to stay in this match. And what makes it more difficult is Hayden and Tiffany, like that shot there, Tiffany's really starting to hit her stride, get those balls on. So if that continues, it's going to be even harder for Talisha and Alan, because what Tiffany and Hayden are doing so well is really going to be what's expected of them, to be a bit more aggressive, trying to get in first, attack first, so that Hayden and Tiffany can't do those big sort of winners. the distancing from the table sort of paints a picture in that point, so in terms of how people are feeling. So Hayden and Tiffany stayed really close, and as they did in that set again, whereas Talisha and Alan are starting to drift further and further back from the table. So does not bode well for the rest of the set, so they're probably going to have to be a bit closer. They've caught back up, but really off the back of 2 misses by Hayden and Tiffany. So usually that's not a sustainable model for winning sets. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout call very shortly, particularly if Hayden and Tiffany win this next point. So a timeout is an extra minute break. You get one of those per match that each team can take, and it's essentially like the end of a set break, but whenever you sort of like. And when you're down potentially 3 points and you're 2 sets to 1 down, might be the best time to do it. But they got that point, so no timeouts yet. That one went flying the wrong direction, but Townsville pair showing a bit of a resurgence at the moment, just hanging in there. And whilst this game is going on, they've actually started the women's and men's doubles. So the next game that'll be on this table will probably be one of them. Yet to be seen, but this event being the final will be over shortly. And we'll have our first champions, but at this point it's still anyone's game. 6-4 to Hayden and Tiffany. They probably fancied favourites at this point, not only their seeding, but just the way the game is flowing. But Townsville pair are still within a really good chance. But now 3 points. So here's the timeout. So you get up to a minute just to have a quick break, but more importantly, just to talk tactics and see how you can undo the knot that they're in at the moment. So Hayden and Tiffany playing so well. Interesting to see what they will actually come up with, the Townsville pair, to kind of remedy the score and come back again. But at this point, they're going to be asking a lot, and they're going to have to play very well to bring this back level. Just a side note that because you called the timeout, you actually get to choose when it ends. So if Talisha and Alan decide to finish it at 45 seconds instead of a minute, everyone has to come back, which they have done. Probably not the serve Alan wanted. Hayden's very good at receiving, of course, being aggressive off multiple receives, but just wasn't the right ball for Talisha at this point. Good feeling from Hayden. Do a really spinny shot wide into Talisha. Very ugly ball for Talisha to get back, and she's just nowhere near it. Five match points for the number 1 seeded pair. We'll almost be looking for something miraculous here for the Townsville pair to catch back up. Only needed the 1 point of asking, so our very first champions for the 2025 Queensland Open, Hayden Green and Tiffany Lamb taking out the Open mixed doubles. Talisha and Alan of Townsville did really well, but I guess Hayden and Tiffany just kind of snowballed, kept growing, kept building, and at the end of the day, they kind of just overwhelmed Alan and Talisha. For a time there, particularly in the first, second, and a little bit of the third set, it was neck and neck. But Hayden and Tiffany just showing their experience. As we said right at the start of the broadcast, if you were with us, they played together very often, so they know each other's games really well. I'm sure Alan and Talisha do too. But the number one seeds demonstrating why they are the number one seeds, taking out the first event. We'll see you soon for more doubles action very shortly. Quick shout out to Felix from Townsville Table Tennis for commenting, cheering on Alan and Talisha, of course. They did very well. You can be proud of Talisha and Coach Alan, and I'm sure they've learnt a lot from the Queensland Open and will continue to do so, and they can bring it all back home to you, Felix.
Yes, it is. You're on table 1 and 2, so it's a group of 4. So that's this is table 1, 2 matches, so what happened is there.
Looks like we might have a women's doubles game on the way, but whilst we're waiting, just a quick shout out to TTQ. As you've seen, there's the beautiful ad for the Moreton Bay region, but we're also showing all the stuff that's been happening in the state this year. So there was an awesome Come and Try Day held in this very hall we're at the moment that was really well attended, and just awesome. Volunteers came and helped, and there was loads of people keen to try table tennis, and we're really hopeful that continue to grow the sport. Make sure you share that this is on with people you know. Tell them to come have a quick look of the live stream at least, or go to the hall if you like. But yeah, come enjoy table tennis. It's fun for any age, as you could see by that video. And we just continue to grow. And like we mentioned at the start, we had the schools championship held here this morning, which went really well. There's loads of schools from around the state, so awesome to see it's growing in schools, and more awesome that kids are travelling this far to play an event. And the schools is just an amazing event because these kids put everything into it. The organisation is always great, and the spirit is awesome. So if you have anyone half interested in playing table tennis, schools is one way to go, and it's a great intro to the sport.
Rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We're living it in one we spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking its toll.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in the car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us over.
We're back live. It's the Open Women's Doubles we've got on the live streaming table at the moment. So interestingly, this women's doubles is going to be formatted like a round robin, and what that means for those who are new to the sport or new to the concept of round robin is the two teams, the two pairings on this table and the two pairings on the table behind all have to play each other, and whoever gets the most wins takes out the title. So on this table we have, on close to us, we have Karen Bernard-Mills in the grey and Linda Towler, which you saw a bit earlier, playing with Morgan Barnett in the mixed. They're facing up against Tiffany Lamb in the black, who you're familiar with now, but new face to the live stream is Sinead Keating. So really strong young player. She was in the under 15 girls A team this year, and she also, last time I checked, uses Pimple. So we're going to have two lots of people, Linda and Sinead, using Pimple. Both Karen and Linda played in the Queensland Veterans team that was held in this very hall not so long ago. So seasoned Queensland reps playing another pair of younger Queensland reps. So Karen and Linda are the veteran pair in the Open Ladies doubles. At this point they're seeded number 4, and Sinead and Tiffany are number 1 seeds. So it's going to be an uphill battle for the veteran pairing, but they'll be hoping to pull off an upset and prove to the referees that they should have been seated a little bit higher, but we'll see what happens. Sinead in the red, being the younger of the two, is probably in the position where she's going to be solid. She's going to be getting the ball on the table as much as she can, and Tiffany's going to be putting the ball away just like that. She has a wicked smash when she gets a chance to wind up, so Karen and Linda will be looking to cut that out as quick as possible. Similarly, Linda's got the pimples on this side. She'll be looking to be solid, but then Karen in the grey, who's about to receive, is going to be doing her best to, at this point, stop Tiffany from blasting balls. But Sinead's serves are quality, so she's going to have that to contend with as well. 8-2 to the number 1 seeds. Men's doubles going on behind us. That's reasonably sized draw. So bit of confusion there for newcomers. So the younger pairing of Tiffany and Sinead thought that Karen's serve was on the wrong side, so they called it. In these situations, you really got to refer to the umpire, and in this case, he didn't actually see it. So in some instances, you lose the point if you grab the ball early. 10-3 to Tiffany and Sinead at this point. Really comfortable start for the first seeds, which they'll be pleased about. And just to reiterate, there are 4 pairings in this round robin, and they will be facing everyone. So all 4 pairings you can see on the courts right now, the court closest to us and just behind, they will be playing. This is the first of the matches. Of course, behind us we've got, in the bluey, pinky sort of shirts, we've got Talisha and Manassi, who you saw separately in the mixed. Now they are together forming a Townsville pairing, in the ladies doubles. And then in the hot pink, we've got the Brisbane pairing of Natalia Werner and Eliza Forster. And we may see more of them a little bit later, depending on the scheduling. Tiffany obviously feeling pretty comfortable. She's going for quite impressive shots, you could say. But when they're hitting like that, you can be pretty comfortable with doing it. At this point, Karen and Linda probably just hitting the ball a little bit too high. Both Sinead and Tiffany are strong players, and they just eat those kind of high balls for breakfast. So Linda and Karen are going to have to use some of that wisdom gained at the veterans to kind of trick this younger pair up. But Tiffany just really dominating with her backhand at this point. So it might even be worth the pairing of Linda and Karen to go a bit more to the forehand if Tiffany's feeling so comfortable. But at this point, it's really all about serve receive. Sinead setting up the ball well, it's coming high to Tiffany, and then it's curtains. So 3-all at this point. Karen and Linda already doing better. The 4th seeded pair from the far side of the table. To get a set, I think at this point, judging by what the referees have seeded, would be a big ask, but a welcome one for the pairing. And again, the backhand of Tiffany just going so well, which bodes really well for her singles campaign that will kick off tomorrow. So remember that we'll be starting about 9 o'clock the live streaming tomorrow, and there'll be loads of singles action, mainly juniors, which Tiffany and Sinead will feature in heavily. And then Sunday, the day after, we've got all the veteran events. So then you'll see more of Karen and Linda. So loads of tail tennis to go. Current score is 6-4. Nice flick there by Karen. Just probably making Tiffany think a little about how she's serving. And again. And when someone's hitting as well as Tiffany does, sometimes at this point, sometimes you just got to hang in there and hope that they start hitting a few more wayward ones, which Karen and Linda are doing really well, just staying nice and solid and waiting for the mistakes, which just come. So now it's 6-all. So the four-seeded pairing is doing quite well this set. Little bit of Tiffany saying to Sinead, the younger of the two, what are you doing? Just get the ball on a bit better. But I'm sure it comes from a positive place. They obviously train a bit together, know each other well. It's all in good jest. And that was a very awkward lob from Karen. She did well to get on. And Sinead struggled. So for the first time, we've actually got the pairing of Linda and Karen leading. And Sinead just hit those balls with the pimples in full flight. They just died on the bat for Linda. Went really short, difficult for her to deal with. 8-all. Still anyone's set at this point. So that lead is now evaporated, but they're still within striking distance of the number 1 seeds. Not with those serves, though, Linda. To be fair, few people would expect someone to receive like Tiffany did just then, but that was a pretty resounding receive. A bit of strangeness at the end there. Tiffany saying, I want to do this serve. Sinead saying, please don't. But Tiffany showing her experience, saying, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And it paid off despite Sinead's protests. So now it's 2-0 to the number 1 seeded pair who are closest to the table this time, which is Tiffany Lamb and Sinead Keating. At the change of ends at this point, they're probably pretty comfortable. The main thing they have to focus on is, funnily enough, focus, making sure they just stay engaged, keep doing what they're doing because it's going well. Because the pairing closest to the table now of Linda and Karen will certainly not be giving up. And if there is any lapse in concentration by Tiffany and Sinead, they will capitalise on it. So we'll see if they can do that. Karen did struggle a little with Sinead's last set, so we'll see if she's, in the first set, excuse me, we'll see if she's had time to think about it. But at this point, even if she's not missing the ball outright, it's getting it on the table in a way that Tiffany can deal with quite easily. Nice rally there. Like we said, Linda and Karen just hanging in there basically at this point. But sometimes that's all you have to do. They are being aggressive, and it's pretty hard to show that aggression when you're playing against players like Tiffany and Sinead. Grown of frustration there from Karen. She knew that that was a rare opportunity to attack one of the shots, and unfortunately just into it. And then a resounding backhand from Tiffany. 5-1 at this point. The match is quickly slipping away from the number 4 seeds. At this point, it's only slipping further through their fingers. 3-7 now, as we said. The veterans will just keep going. So it's really on Tiffany and Sinead here to maintain concentration. So they've just put 3 points effectively in the bin. But then Tiffany's bounced back with a typically strong backhand that she's been sort of demonstrating all this match. It was starting to show signs in the final of the open mixed doubles, but now it really, she seems to be hitting her stride. But being attacked by a bug at the moment. Not only do they have to play the opponents, they're also doing their best to stay away from critters, which is, Sinead's dealt with that quickly. Now what remains of that bug's smushed into the floor. Didn't distract them too much. They seem to be fine. Linda not looking at all, almost got it on the table, but that's game, set and match to the number 1 seeds, Tiffany and Sinead. I'm not sure what replays will be shown. Perhaps it's going to be the bug attack that happened to Tiffany. But in any case, the junior Queensland team pairing overcame the veteran Queensland team pairing fairly comfortably this time around. So there's still plenty of opportunities for both pairs. So unlike the knockouts that we saw in the mixed, where if you lost, that's basically your end of the run. Oh, we do have the replay of squashing the bug. Nicely done, I suppose, by Sinead, but a sad end for the bug. In any case, as I was saying, with the knockouts, usually you finish your game and that's it, whereas this round robin, everyone still has 2 matches to go at least. So we have a quick look who we're expecting next. We should be seeing Sinead and Tiffany playing again, and this time, because they're the number 1 seeds, they kind of work their way up. So now they'll be playing the number 3 seeds, which is Eliza Foster and Natalia Werner, which are the 2 ladies in pink, hot pink, if you can just see them right up the back. So they're still going against Manassi and Talisha, who are the Townsville pairing. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what the result is. It's a bit far for my eyes to see, but it has been going for a little while, so I wouldn't be surprised, being the number 2 and 3 seeds, that this one has not been as clean cut as what we saw of the number 1 and 4 seeds. But in any case, plenty more doubles action to go. On our left, the men's doubles is continuing on. That one is a knockout, so once you lose in that one, unfortunately it's finished, and it looks like Natalia and Eliza and Manassi and Talisha have finished their match. So the next women's doubles match will be on extremely soon, and we can keep everything rolling on.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We're living it in a roller coaster. We're living it supernova. We spinning apart, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us all.
Take me somewhere we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We're living it in a roller coaster. We're living it supernova. We spinning apart, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down.
A very quick jump back to the action. We now have the first and third seeds playing, as mentioned before. So it's the faces you know of, Sinead and Tiffany, number one seeds, playing against the hot pink pair closest to the camera, Eliza Forster, who's standing at the back right now, and Natalia Werner, who is receiving. So as stated, this is the first and third seed playing each other. On that back table is Karen and Linda on the far side, who you saw before. They're now playing the second seeds of Talisha and Manassi. In this round robin format, that means that the first and second seeds will be playing last, and that will be the match after this one. currently things going to plan as far as I know in terms of the results, but could change at any moment with doubles. Particularly if Eliza blocks like that or the hot pink pair. So Eliza and Natalia, just a bit of background, they have both been playing for quite a while now, both Queensland junior team members in their day. Eliza, funnily enough, you may remember I mentioned before about not winning off the other person's bat. Well, Eliza is what they call a chopper or a defender, and that's basically what they try to do. So they're trying to defend the ball, put the ball back in awkward spots again and again and again until the opponent makes a mistake, like that. And in doubles, somebody chopping or defending like that can be very disruptive. In a sense, Sinead on her backhand side with the pimples is somewhat a defender. So she'll be doing similar roles. At the moment, Natalia receiving from Sinead is doing pretty well with those balls. So Sinead and Tiffany definitely, as the seedings allow, have a tougher ask this match. On paper they should win, but we shall see. Interestingly, Eliza, who is the taller of the two wearing pink, she is a Townsville player originally, particularly as a junior. So the Townsville Club, or Northern Queensland, is well represented at this event. She now resides in Brisbane with Natalia. They are good friends and good training partners. So Eliza is not afraid to go for the ball if it presents itself. That one did present itself, but just missed. So Eliza does have pimples on that side, so Sinead's kind of getting some of her own back in this sense, receiving from Eliza. So for those new to table tennis, pimples kind of, depending on the type, there's different types, so don't want to take up too much of your time getting into it, but they do kind of change the way the ball behaves a little bit, which adds a little bit more complexity to what is already a complex game, table tennis. Currently set point to the number one seeds. Tiffany trying to close it out with a big slap. Not too far off, but now 8-10. Tiffany just taking a moment to collect herself, because they certainly don't want to throw away this lead. Tiffany giving a bit of coaching to Sinead about how to deal with the ball Eliza's giving. Tiffany is pretty experienced at playing defenders. At the recent national championship, she did extremely well against them, showing she knows what she's doing and proving it again by just closing out that set 11-9. So certainly not a walk in the park, but the number one seeds are probably glad they've got a set on their side now. Natalia and Eliza can take heart that what they're doing is working reasonably well. Just a couple of points in there and it could have been theirs. The thing is though, Eliza will now be hitting to Tiffany. Tiffany is very strong against defenders. So she's going to be quite comfortable with the ball that's coming back from Eliza on paper, which means Natalia is going to have a lot of work to do this set. Tiffany and Sinead already arrived back at the table. They're pretty comfortable, ready to go. The ladies in pink having a bit more of an in-depth conversation, talking tactics. They can be reasonably happy, and I think they are. It's more when it's as close as this, you kind of ask, in some regards, more questions. Like, what can we do just to win a couple more points? Good chop there by Eliza. And if she keeps going like this, it might actually cause problems for Tiffany. And Tiffany being the one who's in the pairing expected to be the attacker, that can really throw a spanner in the works. As you can hear in the background, the players are starting to get a bit more vocal now as the men's doubles starts to get to the pointy end of the draw. Tiffany not so sure yet about those chops. I will say that in Australia there is not that many defenders, so having played so much here, she might be needing a bit more practice against defenders. This might be a rare opportunity to play against a defender. Number 3 seeds Eliza and Natalia in pink. Currently 1 set down. Just a fault there. There are 3 all. They're not doing too bad. But it was a fault that they probably couldn't afford to give Sinead and Tiffany that opportunity to level, because now they're ahead 4-3. And it seems like Natalia is not a big fan of Tiffany's serves, popping 2 off the end. Signature backhand there from Natalia, always been very good at that. So now the main thing she's got to work on is mainly those receives the next time that Tiffany serves to her. But in fairness, Tiffany's serves are very, very good. For both ladies in pink, just struggling with the receives a little bit, and given it's such a critical part of the game, they're bleeding points a little here. Even when Eliza did get it on, it was a bit high for Tiffany, and it's just too easy at this point. Nine 5 to the number 1 seeds. Pretty comfortable this set. Just as we talked about in the last match when they were playing Karen and Linda, they just must maintain concentration. Oh, that was a bad net. Bit hard to see on the stream, but that one just caught the net and rolled over. So that was Natalia and Eliza's point. But obviously that's a lucky thing to happen. So we just give a bit of an acknowledgement, apologise. But it didn't seem to rattle the number 1 seeds at all. Now they're up 10-6 set point. 11-6, so 2-0 to Sinead and Tiffany. And they improved from the first set, winning a bit more comfortably this time. So we'll see if the original combination is more profitable for Natalia and Eliza. But at this point, they've got a lot of questions to ask in terms of how they can be a bit better. Because at this point, Sinead and Tiffany playing very solidly. For the ladies in pink, at this point, it's going to be very much about improving their success rate on the service receive. Not sure how they're going to do that. Both Sinead and Tiffany have great serves, which is yet another reason players out there why should be practicing serves often, because why play a big rally when you can just finish the point almost outright. Saves energy in these hot conditions. So kudos to the players. It's a balmy Queensland night, and they're doing really well. Forecast for tomorrow, similarly warm, I believe, in the suburb of Brendale in Moreton Bay, beautiful Moreton Bay, but still a lot better than a lot of places in the state at the moment going through heat wave conditions. Tiffany just coaching. This is a good opportunity for Sinead. Again, as we said, not many defenders in the country, and particularly in the state. So for Sinead, this might be one of the first times she's seen a defender such as Eliza. So Tiffany just giving her some coaching. This is how you deal with it. And more importantly, in doubles, this is what you do so that I get a ball I want. It's a bit tough for the ladies in pink at the moment, particularly Natalia, the shorter of the two. At this point, because she's the attacking one and Natalia's, Eliza is the defender, there's a lot of pressure on Natalia to really convert those aggressive shots. And if she doesn't convert, like that one, if she plays sort of a passive ball, Tiffany's there to scoop it up. So at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Natalia starts to go a bit harder. Obviously, that comes with great risk, but just putting passive balls on isn't working for the pair in pink, the number 3 seeds. Tiffany really comfortable with Natalia's serves, really loading up that forehand. Tiffany saying, good job, Sinead. She's getting more comfortable as they go on against Eliza's defensive balls, which would be really promising sign for Sinead's future. Obviously under 15, plenty of time in the juniors to go, and a great prospect for our state. Currently 8-2. At this point, there's not a lot going right for Natalia and Eliza. Sinead and Tiffany are sort of all over them in terms of serves, receive. And as we talked about, Natalia is trying to take a bit more risk, just trying to get Eliza in a better position to defend. But that's with more risk comes more opportunity to miss, and they're just going off by a fraction. Match point for the number 1 seeds, black and red, Tiffany and Sinead. And that means if they can get through this set, which they should do, they will be playing the number 2 seeds next on this very table, as long as that's match So probably for ladies in pink, not as well as they would have hoped. On paper, they were the lower seeded pair, but you always go into matches hoping that you at least make it very competitive, maybe take a set or two. This time, not happening, but Tiffany and Sinead are a really strong pair. They've had plenty of opportunities to play high-level matches throughout the year, and also at their clubs, I'm sure they're training very hard. So kudos to them. Puts them in good stead for the final match of the ladies' women's round robin for the Queensland Open 2025 against Talisha Gator and Manasi Sivioganathan of Townsville. Unfortunately, no idea of the ladies' score on that back table over there. Given the emotion shown from Talisha just then, they're probably doing pretty well. We just take a quick detour to the left. We've got the men's doubles going on. So closest to the left corner, left side of the screen is the number 1 seeds Hayden and Lucas Green in the blue and the red. They are the number 1 seeds. They are facing at the moment Soma and Luke. They are both from Moreton Bay, so they're the local hopes for this side of the tournament, and that is actually the semi-final, I believe. So moving through the men's open doubles quickly, we should be seeing the final on the live streaming table just after the ladies finish their match, which will be it'll be Tiffany and Sinead against Talisha and Manasi up next on this table as soon as the ladies finish their match up the back.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive that real far. We'll fly in like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it. Alright. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us over.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We'll fly like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spinning apart, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us over.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over.
Doesn't Moreton Bay look beautiful? Not only can you, once you finish traveling by boat, cocktails, whatever you like, you can even give a llama a smooch by the looks of it. It's all possible, but beautiful part of the world. So make sure to come on down, and even better, it's the home of the Queensland Open Table Tennis Championships for 2025. Now, whilst we can't see the score, the ladies' game between Linda and Karen, the veteran Queensland representative pair we saw earlier on this table, playing Tiffany and Sinead, is still going against the number 2 seeds, Talisha and Manassi, which can only suggest, without knowing the score, that things are pretty close. Now, given the scores so far of how the first seed pairing of Sinead and Tiffany are going, that doesn't bode very well for Talisha and Manassi. May suggest at this point that the number 1 seeds are very much the favoured pair. While we have a break in play, just like to quickly thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for having me this evening, for Table Tennis Queensland, for asking me to give this a crack. Hope it hasn't been too bad. We still have plenty to go. We've got the final of the Open Ladies doubles at this point. There may be some slight changes to the scheduling, and we also have the final of the men's doubles afterwards. Now, I will say that technically, because the women's is a round robin, there isn't what you call a true final, but the way that the seedings work out and the way the round robin is played, the number 1 seed and number 2 seed play last. And if the referees have gotten the seedings correct, effectively that's the same as a final because they're expected to win all their matches. So by playing each other last in the round robin, it's basically winner takes all. It gets a little more complicated if that hasn't happened. Sometimes you need to go back to a countback, which is just a little thing that the referees can do. They might use sets, or if it gets close enough points, and that's the differentiator if needed to happen. At this point, whilst I can't see the score, if if Talisha and Manassi get through this one, that means they've both won their matches, the number ones and the 2 seeds. They've beaten the 3 and 4 seeded pairs the same way. That means that they both will be on 2 matches apiece, and they will play each other to see who gets the decisive 3rd match in the round robin and therefore the championship. And by the looks of it, well, I could say definitely that Talisha and Manassi have won the match on a resounding forehand by Talisha. She's happy, she's bouncing, so I would say she's won. So that means very shortly we'll have the official final, effectively, between the number 1 seeds of Sinead Keating and Tiffany Lamb, and they're the ones warming up on that table, sort of right in the middle of the screen, the red shirt and the black shirt over there, and they're going to be playing the number 2 seed Talisha Gator and Manassi Sivayoganathan. The organisers will probably give them, particularly Talisha and Manassi, just a little bit of time to sit back, relax, have a drink, because it is warm weather. Queensland is in a bit of a heat wave at the moment. Current temperature is about 26 degrees, so not too bad. Humidity is 82% though, so that does make a difference. Humidity makes the ball a bit heavier, makes the ball do some weird things, but at this point all the players seem to be handling it fine, but all the same it's going to be quite warm. That will continue tomorrow. Have a few storms according to the weather. Never really know what's going to happen with the weather, but that's where it's at currently. So we might have a stormy session tomorrow. As you can see in the background, the referees are just collating the results now, the umpires, before they bring the players on. Excuse me while the announcement goes on. So just excuse me, there's just been a slight change to the schedule. I think the women's final, or sorry, I keep saying final, the women's final match of the round robin has been moved to another table, just to give us an opportunity to watch some of the men's doubles, because this is the pointy end of the competition. So we've only got a couple of matches to go for this evening, and as table tennis can happen, sometimes you run a bit behind time if there's big matches. Long matches holding up the scheduling, just got to make some slight adjustments, and TGQ obviously aren't keen on paying commentators penalty rates after hours, so just have to move the scheduling around a bit just to get the matches out of the way. But in all seriousness, it also lets the players go home a bit earlier. We've got a pretty early start in the morning. Well, some people would scoff at a 9 a.m. start, but you've got to remember people have got to travel there, and the hall's actually open from 8 o'clock. Live streaming will start at 9, but hall's open from 8 o'clock for people to come have a hit, just to warm up, and I'm sure a lot of the players, particularly because it's a junior event, are going to be dying to get in the hall and have a hit. Half the time it's just for fun. So the final, you may remember I was mentioning the Green brothers, so we've got Hayden and Lucas. Hayden, of course, was in the men's Queensland team, and Lucas was in the under-17s Queensland team. And both have really made their mark on the Queensland circuit this year and continue to do so. Hayden obviously highly seeded in the men's event, and Lucas likewise in the junior events. They're going up against Shaneth Giamaha from Brisbane. He was Queensland team member, often very strong, huge forehand, so if he's playing well, he can cause some problems. Also playing, he's just walked on the court, is Richard Weaver, and he's actually from East Adelaide Table Tennis Club. So first South Australian in the mix on the live stream. So thank you, Richard, for travelling this far. I'm sure he's going to be well involved, same as Shaneth, in the singles events tomorrow and the day after. So this may be an interesting match. Judging by seedings, because we haven't had a lot to see of the men's doubles, the number one, again, the referees have got it bang on. So, excuse me, the Green brothers, who are closest to the screen now, Hayden and Lucas. Hayden in the blue, Lucas in the red. They're playing Richard and Shaneth. Shaneth just in the sort of navy blue and yellow top. Richard just in the navy top. They are the second seed. So again, the seedings are correct in the final. So judging by that though, Hayden and Lucas should win. But we shall see. Doubles is a funny thing. Strange things can happen, as we have seen already. Basically every match we've seen so far has gone the way it's supposed to, but not without some hiccups. So at the pointing out of a competition, it can certainly flip on a dime. So just looking at the scores of results, Hayden and Lucas close to the screen, number one seeds. They have played a semi-final against Luke Anderson and Soma Sakamoto, a very established doubles pairing, junior doubles pairing. They play together often. They played together at the national championships recently. That was held down in Victoria, much colder than it is here right now. The second pairing, I may be wrong, but I'm not sure they've played together before. So it'll be interesting to see how they've combined, but obviously they've done pretty well because they're into the final. So they've at least knocked out the number three seeds without seeing the actual results. They've handled everything well so far. In any case, we're ready to go. John is umpiring again. As the players start, we have two lefties on the court. We've got Lucas in the red, is a lefty, as is Shaneth, also a lefty. So lefties in doubles, they can have a heck of a time because they've got plenty of room to play their forehand. So see how Lucas is receiving right over on the right-hand side of the screen. So there's plenty of room for his forehand, exactly like that. And his brother Hayden would be saying, keep that up, Lucas, because that is how they will win. But keep in mind that Shaneth will be looking to do that too. So for Hayden, he will be keen, always keen to be winning, but he'll be extra keen because this means if he takes this out with his brother, that means already he's got two championship titles to his name, being the mixed doubles and the men's open doubles. But by the looks of it, Shaneth and Richard are not going to make it easy for them. So far, so good for the brothers closest to the screen. Really dominating the play, so the number two seeds are going to have to quickly get out of this rut where they're just sort of playing the defensive ball back to this pair, which, as we've seen Hayden so far, definitely not going to work against him, and I can assure you it will not work against his brother Lucas either. There's Shaneth just starting to try and open up on his forehand, and as we saw at the previous ladies game, sometimes when it's just not happening, some players will tend to take more risk. So Shaneth's deciding, well, it's 6-1, I'm going to have to do something. And that one just hitting, fortunate ball for Hayden, but if he's going for counter topspins at that distance from the table, he's feeling good, and as they should, it is A1. Just behind this table is the 1 and 2 seeds of the women's doubles playing, just as we talked about. I'll try and keep you abreast of the results, but we'll see how we go. At this point, Richard and Shaneth have a lot of questions to answer, particularly in this set, what they're going to do differently. But I can tell you now that Shaneth will need to be looking for his forehand a whole lot more, and Richard just trying to allow Shaneth to do that. That set already 11-4 to Hayden and Lucas Green. Can't get much of a better start, but you'd expect nothing less of the number 1 seeds, and particularly two brothers who play with each other a whole heap. So hardly surprising. They don't have to take any time, unlike Shaneth and Richard, to sort of understand each other's game. You play with each other enough, you kind of get a sense of what's going on, and you can more focus on what you're doing. So a lot of this time, this pair probably doesn't need to talk that much tactics, because they kind of have a good idea. Our number 2 seeds, on the other hand, have a lot of work to do. And what they probably need to be doing, just on paper, is asking sort of more questions of Lucas. At the moment, Lucas is stepping around a lot, which means he's very comfortable in knowing where the ball is going. So they might have to think about going wide into a lefty's forehand, which is often a bit more uncomfortable because lefties counterintuitively aren't as used to that, because people kind of try and play in their backhand. And so they expect the ball there, taking him wide. They just might start to cause some problems, for Hayden and Lucas. Second set, Hayden and Lucas are 1-0 up in this final of the Open Men's Doubles. Hayden being the one to tell Lucas what to serve. Richard, who's wearing the red headband, he was part of the South Australian veterans team who played at the South Pine Sports Complex a couple of months ago at the National Veterans Championship. So he is familiar with the playing conditions, but last time he was here, apart from one day, it probably wasn't so humid and hot. Hayden trying a bunch of different serves, asking some questions of Richard, and at this point Richard isn't answering them too well. You'd just heard, if you were perceptive, you heard that little sound as Lucas went for his forehand. He's just nicked the edge of the table with his bat, which might have done a little bit of damage. Hopefully not, because rubbers, particularly ones that are used by the better players, can be a bit expensive. It seems okay though. The next ball came off nice and sweet, so no harm done by the looks. And I've just learned that Richard loved Queensland so much that he's actually moved to the state. So now a Queenslander, so should be very much used to the heat now, or getting used to it. I don't think anyone really gets used to it completely, but we'll be keen to see him in the state veterans team next year. And at more events like this. They're in striking distance at the moment, the number 2 seeds. Really good rally by the number 2 seeds at that point. They only get a bit more aggressive. Richard's still a little bit unsure about Hayden's serves, but he got them on and it came back a bit awkwardly for Lucas. So that's all Richard can ask for at this point, just so Shannon's there to attack it. That was a tough ball for Richard. Shannon was probably thinking to himself, I should have attacked that, because that just gave Hayden the opportunity to open up on that one. And for those statistics buffs out there, you are much more likely to win the point statistically if you're the one to attack first. Hayden and Lucas just sort of all over Richard and Chaneth at the moment. Richard and Chaneth also, as we've seen throughout the evening, are a bit far back at the moment on the table, which makes life a lot harder. Hayden's big reach just helping him out there again, able to scoop the ball up almost off the floor, but got there nonetheless, and now the brothers of Hayden and Lucas Green are 2-0 up in the final of the Men's Open Doubles, well on their way to being Queensland Open champions. For Hayden, this will be the second time tonight. While the timeout's going on, we'll just see if we can get the ladies' score for you, so you know what's going on. I've been trying to watch, sorry, but some of these points have been very engaging. Well, all of them are, but I must admit I did not see the change of ends on the ladies' final going on up the back there. So we just got the scores of the ladies. It's 1 set to the number 2 seeds, Talisha and Manassi. So good for them. They're up against the favourites, which Townsville Fair will be very happy about. You can see Shannon's trying some new serves here, so I wouldn't be surprised if Richard and Shannon try to be a bit more daring with their serves, just trying to goad Hayden and Lucas into attacking a bit more, hopefully making a few more errors. Because just like that, Hayden and Lucas are sort of all over them in the short game and the kind of touchy-feely game, for lack of a better word. Shannon and Richard might be looking to just get into bigger rallies more, with more of a chance.
Come on, let's go.
dismissive block by Lucas there. Not really in the coaching booklet, but worked well all the same. Both Lucas and Hayden are very creative with the ball. Just excellent at getting the ball back, whatever way. And the little tactic change of serving, probably with a bit more topspin, no spin, a bit longer by Shaneth and Richard this far, is paying off a bit better than previous sets. But the margin for error is going to be really low for them because they're going to have to attack very quickly. Richard standing in awe after seeing that forehand by Hayden, and fair enough. It was very, very good. Completely caught Shaneth out of position, and like we said, wide into Shaneth's forehand. The lefties like it into their backhand. Taking him the other way is a bit hard for them sometimes. Hayden just apologising to Lucas, just acknowledging that, yes, I should have probably got that one on. That's my job as big brother, but alas, not this time. So the number 2 seeds are in the lead. Can they maintain it? That certainly helps. Excuse me, I believe it's 8-all now. I was right the first time. It's 8-7 to the number 2 seeded pair. Shaneth trying to be aggressive, and I think that's really his only option at this point. Excellent rally, really good by the second seeded pair. I thought they'd lost it a few times there because Hayden and Lucas are so good at getting the ball back, but they hung in there. Both did their jobs really well. Now they've got a 2-point cushion. Shaneth might throw in a backspin serve here just to change it up. Lucas pretty comfortable with Shaneth's serve right now. As he did, but it was a let. Oh. Good shot by Lucas, but as we said earlier, if a ball comes in, it's a let and have to replay the point, which otherwise probably would have been Lucas's. Oh. Went too risky, just served on the wrong side of the table, so it's a fault. And that means 9-all. Lucas serving to Richard. Hayden and Lucas would probably feel like they're in a pretty good position to take out the title right now. Match point and championship point. Lucas is serving pretty basic to Richard because Richard's not really punishing the ball right now, which is giving Hayden just plenty of time. And that's it. Hayden and Lucas, the brothers, Green brothers, have just become 2025 Queensland Open men's doubles champions. So congratulations to them. That makes Hayden have 2 titles in one evening. Not bad for an evening's work. So he has won the mixed with Tiffany Lamb and now the men's doubles with his little brother Lucas. So congratulations to Hayden, to Lucas and to Tiffany. Ongoing up the back is the ladies doubles final. Not the final, sorry, I keep saying that. The end of the round robin between the first and second seed. And that will continue on. I think it's pretty close, but I believe that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Tomorrow you will have the far more accomplished commentator Andrew Udall. You'll be able to listen to his dulcet tones all day. He'll take you through the junior and open events, and make sure to come back tomorrow around 9 o'clock for the stream to start, and it will be running most of the day. So please enjoy the doubles. More doubles tomorrow if you enjoy doubles, but a heap more singles. So there'll be plenty to see, plenty to watch. Just keep checking in each day. But most of all, just keep coming back, supporting these great players. And thank you once again to all the volunteers who made this possible. And have a great rest of your night.
I have a master plan for this whole property. And we're going to release hopefully they're going to we're here for 7 years. So if they put the running costs, they can put a running cost and they can put also I have basketball and other sports.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby. We spin in a car, way up in the clouds. You can't bring us down. Supernova. Get lost in the light, losing track of time. It's taking us all.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like we're far. We're flying like stars. Supernova. We'll go with the wind. Take it for a spin. Keep doing it over and over. Ooh. Life is like a roller coaster, baby. Ooh. I just wanna pull you closer, baby.
Take me somewhere where we can see epic rainforests, some beautiful beaches, and eat some great seafood.
Starting route to Moreton Bay region.
Let's get in a car. Let's drive like